Hey everybody, so today we are going to be making homemade deodorant. And this is not an antiperspirant, this is a deodorant. You are still going to sweat. But the point is that maybe you won't stink while doing it, and you'll be natural and chemical free, and also it's pretty cheap. So that's also a good thing for me. So your ingredient list is you're going to need 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 3 tablespoons of baking soda, 3 tablespoons of shea butter, 2 tablespoons of arrowroot powder, and optional ingredient is essential oil, and that's for smelling good. So first I'd like to say that this recipe may not work for everyone because of different, everybody's bodies are different. People react differently to, different things. I personally have to use a little bit less baking soda than this recipe calls for. So I'm going to omit a little bit of that. And and I'm not going to use maybe quite as much essential oil as some people might because I have really sensitive armpits. So we're going to get into this, and I'm going to show you how, step by step, to do this. We're going to just be making some deodorant in little cakes. Today you can actually take old deodorant containers, you screw the little, the little dial all the way to the bottom, you make sure it's cleaned out, and you can just actually take the liquid mixture that we're going to make, put it in there, and you can just reuse your container over and over. If you don't have one, they are available on Amazon, I believe, to be ordered. I'll try to link some different information below and a little write-up in the text below about why you might want to use homemade deodorant as opposed to the stuff from the store. So I will also put the ingredient list below again in case you haven't had time to catch this. So let's get into it. So shea butter and coconut oil both start out in a solid form. Well, most of the time anyways. That's the two forms that I have it in. So you're going to need to either put this on a double broiler, the shea and the coconut together on a double broiler on medium heat. Today I'm just going to do it in the microwave to be a little bit faster, but I don't know that people necessarily recommend that, so use the microwave at your own discretion, because these are, the coconut oil, it is oil, so you need to be careful, but that's what I'm going to do to save time. And if you're doing it in the microwave, I'm doing it 30 seconds at a time, and then I'm just giving it a stir. You don't want to do it all at once, just give it a little bit of a stir, and then we will set our microwave for 30 more seconds. We'll do 30 seconds, and then we'll go from there, and until it's liquefied. Okay, so I think that this is about done. It still has a few lumps in it, but it's warm enough that if I keep stirring, it's going to completely liquefy on its own, and so that's exactly what we want. We want it to be completely liquid. See? So that's how that goes. Like I said, I don't know that I would necessarily recommend doing it in the microwave, but that's just how I did it for speed. If you do decide to do it that way, just be careful and don't do it all at once. Do it, in different 30-second intervals or whatever. I think that helps. Alright guys, so I've moved to kind of a brighter room. I think that there are still some shadows in here. Hopefully you've been able to see me doing the different steps, but our house is really shadowy. It's a kind of, it's a winter day and it's a little dark in our house, but I think that I'm capturing it okay. So anyways, we have our liquid mixture, and I wanted to show you really fast. Here is the deodorant container that I used to make it in the past, and that's what it looks like right there. I will roll it up for you. This is the homemade deodorant. See? So it is in stick form. You do need to keep this in a room with a lower temperature. It's not recommended to keep it in the bathroom. See? I have been, and so it's gotten a little bit soft. You might even want to keep it in the refrigerator. I think that's kind of a refreshing option. I like it that way. My husband was like, get that out of the refrigerator. It's deodorant. Which I don't see why that matters. But anyways, so yeah, if you keep it in the bathroom, it's going to not be 100% solid. So just, you know, keep that in mind. And especially in the summer, you really might want to keep it in the refrigerator. That's just one of the drawbacks of doing it this way. But it doesn't really affect anything in any other way other than that. So, moving on. So we're just going to, today, we're going to put the liquid mixture in these silicone baking cups. And we're going to make little, like, tarts that you can use handheld. I've never done it that way. I've seen people on the internet do it, so that's how we're doing it. I just didn't have any more containers to show you. So we're going to do it that way, and we're going to see how that goes. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and start adding our non-liquid ingredients, which are the arrowroot powder and the baking soda. If you're wondering what arrowroot powder is, here's what it looks like. I just purchased this from, actually, I believe, an Amish bulk store. And I don't know, I'm guessing you can probably get it at health food stores also. I've never looked, but if I were guessing, I would say so. So that's, you know, I got this whole bag, and I've used this multiples of times, and it only cost me $1.47 for the whole bag. So that's a good deal. Alright, so we're going to take our arrowroot powder, and it calls for 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to use a little bit extra, just because I'm omitting, you know, a little bit of the baking soda. So I'm going to add that. And I'm not leveling my tablespoons, and we'll just do that. And maybe just a teensy bit extra. There we go. So we got that, and I'm going to go ahead and mix that in. See? It gets a little bit thicker. Oops. Try not to make a huge mess like I'm doing. And I'm going a little bit slow, and it's cold in here, so that's why my liquid mixture is a little bit thicker probably than it would normally be. But I'm doing this in my laundry room because it had better light, so it's, you know, it's a little cold. It's not climate controlled in here, actually. So we've got that. There's a little flake of something. I think that's actually a piece of a tea leaf that I got when I was in the kitchen. Oh well, it doesn't matter, because that's what it is. It's not going to hurt anything. Alright, and now we are going to use the baking soda. Now, like I said, the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of baking soda, but I am not going to use it calls for 3, I'm sorry. Is that what I said? I don't know. Anyways, it calls for 3. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use 2. Because I find that if I use a lot, I break out. And not everyone is going to be that way. It's all about, like, pH balance and all that other jazz. And I'm going to try to find some links that talk about that kind of stuff and post it below. Because, you know, I don't know all of the exact science and details behind all of this. I'm just showing you how to make it. And so there's my second one. I'm not going to add the third. You definitely should probably maybe test little patches of this on yourself or something and just see how you react. I wouldn't go like all in. I wouldn't slather this all over your armpits until you know how you're going to react. So we've got that all mixed in. And then we are going to add our essential oils. I stopped my camera for a minute because I went ahead and fished that little tea leaf out. And there was a little tiny hair, so you do have to be careful and be sanitary about everything. And yeah, I wash my hands and stuff, but you know, hey, stuff happens. I had a little tea explosion last night in my kitchen, and like I have this really lovely like dried tea leaves, and it's a really nice blend I got for Christmas. And I was transferring it into a jar, and I had an explosion, and so it was kind of everywhere, and I got a little bit in there, and yeah. So it wouldn't have hurt anything, but I went ahead and just took it out. So anyway, so I've got my essential oil. I'm going to add lavender. This time, last time, I did sweet orange, and I have also done peppermint. I'm not going to do a lot of lavender just because of my armpit sensitivity. Lavender does not bother me on any other place on my body, but my armpits are super sensitive for some reason, so yeah. So So I'm just going to add, let's see, I'm going to add a few drops of that. And then I'm going to smell it and see if I think that that's enough. Maybe a little bit more. Alright, so that was, it looked like a lot, but that was like literally like 1 drop. So now I'm going to smell it again. Okay, that definitely is strong enough for me. So we've got our mixture, and I'm going to take it, and I'm actually going to use this, I think. Well, no. We're going to spoon it into our little cups. I'm going to get that in the screen. So I'm going to... It just depends on how big you want these. I'm going to do little mini ones, I think. See how they turn out. Like I said, it's my first time doing it in the cups. So I'm going to move that over there. And then I have one more. And I'm going to give these to my kids. I think they'll like the aspect of it being in a cute little bar. But we're definitely going to have to keep these in a cool place. Maybe, you know, I said my laundry room is so cold, maybe I should keep them in here, right? Kind of weird keeping your deodorant in the laundry room. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. But, so that one is a little more full. But, so yeah, there it is. Completely liquid. I'm going to move those very carefully because they're in those silicone molds. I wasn't thinking really brightly. I should have put them on a plate first, so maybe do that. I'm going to put those in the refrigerator. You don't have to. They will solidify on their own. They will become completely solid on their own, but I want to speed it up so I can show you and get this video done what it's like. But again, there's the deodorant in the thing, in the container. It looks just like regular deodorant, other than, you know, it's a little mushy because of people taking warm showers in the bathroom. But that's what it looks like. And as far as I know that people are concerned about staining their clothes, I have never had an issue with this. You might want to try it on a shirt, with a shirt to begin with, that maybe it doesn't matter if it stains, and just see for yourself how that goes. I've heard that the beeswax recipe for this, there is a recipe using beeswax that I haven't tried, but I've heard that that one has stained clothes, but that a lot of people have had success with this one, and that's been my experience. So that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this. I will come back with a shot of the after product, what it looks like after it's set in the refrigerator, and what you can expect. But that's all for the recipe. Just check in the text below. I will have a few links and the actual recipe listed down there for you, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Hey guys, so I have got the final product. I didn't wait probably as long as I should have, as far as it's still a little bit glossy. It does get drier than that, and especially if you add a little bit more of the drier ingredients also, but you know, like I said, I didn't want to, so mine are going to be a little bit more glossy like that, but I wanted to go ahead and get this video put out, so I jumped the gun a little bit, but you're going to get the idea. So anyways, we are going to take this and just peel, and there is my deodorant bar. Check that out. If I could stay in frame there. Doesn't that look nice? See, so it's still a little bit like, you know, yeah. But they won't be like that eventually. They will, you know, see, it's still a little bit soft. But I really just wanted to show you guys what they would end up looking like. So I'm gonna pop those back in the refrigerator and let them harden up a little bit, but you get the idea. See, they're hard, and they smell really nice, and they look cute too. So I'm sure there are a lot of cute ideas for how you could store these or what you could do with them to keep them clean and yeah, not being mushy, I guess. I still think that the deodorant bar is a better idea, but these, I mean, a lot of people say that they work, and that's how a lot of people make them, you know, by choice, obviously. And you can just rub, because I made a little bit of a fingerprint in that, you can just rub that out if you take it out too soon, or if you touch it too soon, and you can just put it back in, and it's all good. I don't know, do you think like maybe some sort of like big, you know those big popsicle sticks, but like the bigger kind, like a tongue depressor or whatever, stuck in one of those, like, would be good? I don't know. Would that stay in? I'm not sure. Do you guys have any thoughts on how that maybe like the application could be a little bit easier? If you do, put them in the comments below and I might try that out. But yeah, so there's that. It's a really good solid recipe, so I would recommend probably using it in the stick, but it's up to you. I mean, there are different molds you could try. You know, you could use candy molds, all kinds of stuff to make it fun for your kids if, you know, maybe if they're like at the age where they kind of need deodorant, but they don't really want to wear it. I mean, hey, that happens. My daughter is like that, so. Anyway, that is my tutorial on how to make homemade deodorant.